This edition of the Hustle Hands TV Worldwide Podcast is presented by Pain Boxing. Go to painboxing.com to learn more.
Live from Pain Operation Studio, it is Hustle Hands TV Worldwide.
Live from the Pain Operation.
Two, one. All right, sorry about that.
Oh,
yes,
there we go.
7:34 right now here on Hustle Hands TV Worldwide. Jay Sharp is who I am. We're back. We are ready for it. This is DJ Paggy right beside me.
What's going on?
How are you, sir?
Pretty good, man. How you been doing?
Oh my God. Oh, Facebook won't let us be great. Do you think you forgot to pay his bills, or something like that?
I have no idea what's going on.
You got into some type of legal trouble.
Maybe it's very possible. This is Mark Zuckerberg for you. Who knows? He might be the next big guy to go down here, but we'll find out. We'll find out, man. It's gonna be.
What'd you say earlier? They were like, "Hey, Mark, we got some troubles here." He's like, "Really?"
He don't care. Yeah. As long as he's not the one being arrested, he don't really.
Exactly.
So.
It's been a great week. We have had a little vacation time for folks. We all needed some type of vacation time. Everyone takes one. And actually, I'm going to take mine this weekend. It's going to be great. It's going to be wonderful. But I'm not here to talk about that until later in the show. We're here to talk about tonight's episode is all dedicated to what we call, or ESPN calls, bracketology. That is right.
Yeah.
Actually,
a sports show. Wow.
Yeah.
I'm foreign to this. Might take me a little while to settle in here.
That's something different. All right. Bracketology. I had two brackets. One is actually at my job at Boardwalk Billy's.
I have one like a real man.
I don't see what's wrong with filling out two. This is my other one. And
Did you change your picks from bracket to bracket?
The champion, no.
Then no, but there are picks that are changed overall, right?
I would hope not, because I did the one at Boardwalk Billy's. I turned it in.
Okay.
So
if anything, mine is always the same on every website.
Yeah.
Everything. So. Okay. Yeah, I fill out one bracket a year. I'm a true champ.
Yes.
As they say. There you go.
This is actually the first time I've actually... No, it's not the first time I've actually done a bracket, but actually I've taken this one very, 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 very seriously. Like, I'm a perfectionist. If I even get, like, the play-in games wrong, I'm like, throw it away. Throw the whole thing away.
Yeah, I'm off to an 0-2 start in the playing games. Yeah, thank you, Prairie View A&M and Temple. Way to go. You guys You guys are letting me down. Not a good start.
They had one job, right?
Yeah, they had one job, and they severely failed at it.
Tonight we got North Carolina Central against North Dakota State and Arizona State against St. John's. That's going to be awesome doing that. So, yeah, this is pretty much going to circle the whole show. We also might talk about our favorite cereals. Why? Because we talked about that earlier.
Yeah.
It's going to be a great show.
Maybe we'll put together a cereal bracket or something.
Ooh.
And it's cereal, not serial killers. Yeah, we're doing that bracket.
We'll be the #1 overall. Of course, all Hustle Hands TV Worldwide is sponsored by Pain Boxing. Go to painboxing.com. Let alone go to hustlehands.com. Check out our apparel. I'll say paraphernalia. Apparel.
Yeah, we're not selling drugs on that. Nope. Shockingly, you can buy that online.
Yes, actually.
Can you?
What?
I thought you were going to break news.
No.
You can buy drug paraphernalia online, ladies and gentlemen. Go to this website.
Since we are doing a bracket, this guy right beside me, one of my good friends here, DJ Paggy, started a bracket for you to participate in. And the winner gets what?
You get a bundle of Hustle Hands shirts. I think we're going to throw 2 or 3 in there. Depends on what we got. So there is some extra motivation. You enter for a chance to win. And if we're doing it through ESPN. So if for some reason, by some miracle, you get a perfect bracket, well, first of all, you're going to win the shirts. You win that bundle. But you can also win all sorts of other prizes that ESPN has. You got a 0% chance of getting 100% right. No one's ever done it. If you do it, you're a hero. You don't even have to. You won't even be worried about the shirts. You'll be worried about whatever else they're going to give you. I think Warren Buffett still has the, $1 million prize, or might even be more than that for someone that has a perfect bracket. He said that years back, and it's still standing. No one has even come remotely close. Last year, everybody was out within the first weekend because nobody, and I repeat, nobody that actually submitted a bracket that was available to be viewed picked UMBC to beat Virginia. So... or I guess no one had a perfect bracket. I guess after the first weekend, I don't think that'll happen this week. This time around, I feel like there will be someone that will have a perfect bracket. Me, no, not in my eyes. Maybe I can get lucky and have a perfect bracket with because when you go online, you don't have to pick the winners of the play-in games. So that's why you can still enter tonight, as well as. I don't know when they close. I think maybe tomorrow at like noon, I think. So you get, once you get off here, hearing us talk, go ahead and fill out your bracket. Who knows? You got a chance to beat our ass. So I don't think you're going to beat us. So, I mean, that's the challenge. You ain't beating me. So there you go.
Yeah.
I don't think anybody's beating me. Part of this is a sales tactic. Part of this is me actually thinking I don't think anybody's going to beat me. So there you go. Let's see it. Let's see
Bring it, he said.
That's what I'm saying. I'm looking at all of you. That's right. I'm looking at you. That's right, Jeremy. Fill one out, brother. I know you got the Buffalo Bulls going all the way, but son, they ain't winning. No, they ain't even making it out of the first damn weekend. I'll tell you why later on.
God.
Taylor, yeah, you fill out one too. I know you're watching. You just take a guess. There's not a team from Tampa because South Florida sucks. They are terrible, but you can, go out there and fill. We'll help you out. Or just pick whoever has the nicest mascot or something. New Mexico State's in there. She lived in New Mexico. So
okay, that's
throw
cool.
them in there. They might win a few games.
Yeah, they were 30-4. Yeah, they're taking on Auburn.
Legit.
So.
They're legit. We're gonna go through it. So how do you want to start with this?
I guess we'll start by each region: East, South, West, Midwest, either or way.
Okay, so you want to go and break down completely to whoever we have making the Final Four in each one?
Okay.
That's fine. Because how I fill it out. Okay, we have to talk about this part before we talk. How do you fill out your bracket? Do you go region by region, or me? I literally go round by round. So I'll pick all of the first round winners.
Oh yeah.
And then circle back and go. See, that's how I do it. I'm not a guy that kind of looks at one part of the bracket. There are a lot of people that do that. They'll look at one part of the bracket and just break it completely down. I just...
Now, usually, actually, this one, I feel so confident in. The bracket was empty. I wrote in the champion outright. First thing I did. Whatever. Knock on wood, everything else, whatever.
We got people next door to us, too, so they were probably just like, what the heck? Who is that?
And then I set up the whole entire thing. Yes, list by list, round by round, boom, boom, boom. The 64 32, Sweet 16, Elite
Right.
8, Final Four. Boom.
Okay.
Yeah. So, all right, 7:42 right now here on Hustle Hands TV Worldwide. I am Jay Sharp. This is DJ Paggy. We come back. We're going to break everything down for how we're going to argue about how the games that we're going to watch and stuff. As well as I got a special shout out for Miss Taylor Killer B. Jenkins.
Whoa.
Hands. Yeah, I said what I said.
Yeah. This is since 1988. Baseline. Thank you, big homie. Right. Shorty, what you saying? That's right. Hold on 1 second while I crush and roll this Dubé. Plaid polo shirt, dress pants with some Louis. I told you they was hating. You should grab a barrel, loosen up without the DJ. No chop, they was screwing me. Okay, I get it. Moan and I said it. Her money's the motivation, and I quickly got a fetish on my mama that I'm on. Like some relish on a hot double D's on some honey, smoking trees somewhere sunny. Dreaming about the money, waking up in the same place, rapping for all my pilots and doing whatever it takes. I'm talking first quarter, cash is quarter sound, and you see wood grain on the dash. I promise I'ma get it, I'm the brains of my class. When they said I couldn't do it, put the pedals on the gas. I move the pedal to the flow. Now they see me at my shows and compliment me everywhere that I go. So you know, I walk out. I'ma get this money tonight. And ain't nobody stopping me now. And alright, and okay. I walk out. I'ma get this money tonight. And ain't nobody stopping me now. And alright, and okay. See, here's the story of my life, oh my. Spur got wings, you push the start, I push the fly. On my fam, I take a risk, just to see us touch the sky. Pilot moves, better yet, here's pilot pop. I'm a shorty for a minute, so I had to make her live it. She lived right around the corner, she knew what I had in order. Gave her all her heart desires. She seen the emblem on the Maybach. I said, no, that ain't Mariah. Here we go. She asked Chase, where we going? I replied, it's quite clear. Anywhere it ain't snowing like Dubai or Peru. Tell them haters quit getting better, yet go fly a kite. This is history in the making. For my fans, one love, T out. I'm the lane block, performing at award shows. We'll be gone in the flashlight. 1, 2, 3. See, they can't do it like me. She like, wow. I'ma get this money tonight. And ain't nobody stopping me now. And alright, and okay. I walk out. I'ma get this money tonight. And ain't nobody stopping me now. And alright, and okay.
You are still listening to Hustle Hands TV Worldwide. This song is by A Game, all the way from Toronto, Canada. Their hot single, Oh My. Keep tuning in. Coming back.
You're watching the Hustle Hands TV Worldwide podcast. Don't move. We're coming right back after this.
Hey guys, it's DJ Paggy. We'll be right back here on Hustle Hands TV. Keep it here, guys.
Hustle Hands!
Where do we get the flyers gear around? Hustle Hands. Hustle Hands, baby. HustleHands.com. HustleHands.com. Hustle Hands Clothing is a trend-setting online clothing store offering our first-rate products from the comfort of your own home. We're a business made up of innovators and forward thinkers with the drive and determination to constantly update and improve your online shopping experience. Available from small to 3X. That's right. Do what? 3X.
Even clothing apparel for the ladies.
HustleHands.com. Get your gear today. Hustle Hands. It's more than a brand. It's a way of life.
7:47 right now here on Hustle TV Worldwide. I am Jay Sharp. This is DJ Pag, and we always take this so seriously. We are serious about what's going on right now. The 2019 NCAA tournament. Oh, I threw mine away. I got it.
Whoa.
I got it.
Hold on. Okay, while you do that, I'll give you an update on the current game that's going on. That is the play-in game. The 2-16 seeds for tonight going head-to-head. North Dakota State with a 40-34 lead over North Carolina Central. If you're wondering who I picked, North Carolina Central. 0-3, here we come. Woo! What a terrible start, but it's all right. These
North Dakota State
really
40, NCCU 34.
Yeah. Winner will play Duke.
Oh, yay.
So congratulations. If you win, just go home now. Just you ain't beating them. Playing and say you ain't beating them. Ain't beating them.
Oh, no, seriously. And it's no knock to the schools, because there's one school here in North Carolina Central University, and no knock to North Dakota State, which I believe, isn't that where Carson Wentz is from?
Yes.
Yeah. So.
Okay, Here's the thing. Okay, NC Central's coach literally said, I don't want to play Duke. Like, but if you win, you got it. Like, what are you going to do? Say, nah, we'll take one of the other ones. You want to switch? They'll call up Gardner Webb. Hey, man, look. We'll offer you some money if you just come over and play Duke, man. We'll go over there and play Virginia, man. You come over and play. We'll pay you. We'll pay you. I mean, you guys got a better chance, right?
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Does anybody really care about these playing games, man?
Yes. You should care about the 11 seeds that are playing. So, like last night, you should care about Belmont and Temple. Okay. And tonight, you should care about Arizona State and St. John's. You should not care about the 16 seed games. Because the 16 seed from last year that won UMBC was locked in. Now, I guess if you want to watch these games, being a college basketball junkie who just loves the tournament, definitely. But honestly, I don't think it really helps teams all that much. I guess it gains you a little momentum, but when you're playing against a team like Duke or Gonzaga, who the winner from last night, Fairleigh Dickinson, is going to have to play, maybe it gives you a little bit of a boost, but most of the time in the second half you're going to run out anyways. So.
All right. First and foremost, let's go to the Facebook wire.
Yeah, we got some questions questions. Well, we got one question from our guy Derek Ramey, who was racing this weekend down at Lancaster Speedway.
What up, D?
And from what his dad was posting, he had a good race. I don't know if he won. If you did, congratulations. But he says, "Who's the lucky lady? Why are you so cleaned up? We need clarification on which one of us is apparently cleaned up because we both cleaned up since the last time that he saw us." Jeremy Valentine, our buddy, says,
"Here we go.
The UB Bulls, which is Buffalo, will win their first game." I'm with you on that, and we'll get to that here in a second. My boy Alex Rudy Price says, "Part of this sales tactic. I love your humor. Well, thank you. Right there, yeah. You're right. It's classic. Apparently, there are some people that like it. I think it's like 3 now, so that's good. We found a very small fan base. Scared the hell out of me right there. Jeremy then says, "Yeah, the winner plays Arizona State or St. John's." Yeah. My buddy Bradley Tom saying, "I also fill out my bracket round by round." Thank you. We're not the only ones that do that. That's fantastic. That's how you're supposed to fill it out. And then my buddy Rudy coming in again saying, "Hey, I love that you guys got my buddy Tupac in the background." That is right. We got a new edition right here. This was purchased from Chris Hood. Chris Hood down.
We have actually have his Instagram. Area. Yes.
He does. He's been selling stuff out there for years. He sells it during the weekend. So if you're out there in the Noda area, make sure you're looking around. Ask about Chris Hood, and people should be able to point you in the right direction. He's got some fantastic stuff that he sells out there. All this stuff he paints himself, right? Yeah, so he paints himself. Fantastic artist, and of course, we love supporting all of the people here in the Charlotte area. But yeah, this thing, man, really awesome, really awesome.
You can definitely follow him on Instagram, but if you want to pop up on him, he'll be in the Noda and Plaza Midwood areas. At least that's the message I got from him. If you want to follow him on IG, it's at HoodChris11, at HoodChris11. HoodChris11.
Doc says you need to play my drop. Yeah, it's in one of these breaks, so you got to hold on for that.
No,
we don't control this anymore. Well,
no,
he doesn't control it. These were all pre-made. Yeah. breaks now, so it's in there somewhere. I know I threw it in there. I made these. Oh man, it's probably been.
I will happily not play his drop twice because that's how many times will Carolina beat Duke. Oh man, I'm on fire. Oh man, hot damn.
Jeez, now you're getting started. And then Jeremy asked us, do you think that a 16 seed will beat a 1 seed? I am sorry to say, I don't think so. Yeah. So is that how we should start by going through this? I guess we start with the East region, unfortunately. Right?
Yeah, I knocked.
It's all good.
I knocked his laptop off by doing that.
No, it died on me, but I didn't realize it was getting low. That's all right. We'll figure it all out.
We will definitely figure it out. Don't worry about it. We still got you. But yes, in the meantime, we will start with yes, we will start with the East region. Yes, we will.
Okay, and you guys know who headlines that region, right? It's Duke.
Which is the number 1 overall seed
in the tournament, which is kind of remarkable because when you look at it heading into the ACC tournament, they were not a lock. I mean, we're going to be really honest here. They were far from a lock for even 1 seed. Some people thought if Carolina beat them and everything went the way that it was supposed to, which was pretty much Virginia would win the ACC, they would potentially be a 2 seed. That did not happen, and instead they end up winning the ACC tournament, as you guys know, and now they're a 1 seed, the number 1 overall seed, so they got to pick their region, so they picked to go East. And so they will face the winner of North Carolina Central and North Dakota State, who are playing now, as we told you.
The JV game.
Do we even mess around picking this game? Yeah, it's Duke. We'll just move on from that. Who will they play? This is a more interesting question. The 8-9 matchup in the East, VCU and Central Florida. Now, VCU is one of the better defensive teams in the entire country. They have been amazing so far this year. 16.4 turnovers per game forced, which is crazy. That's very, very good. And so they're going to put a lot of pressure on Central Florida. But the thing about Central Florida that I like and what I think will bother VCU a lot is they got 7'6" Taco Falls inside. I think ultimately it's probably one of the under-the-radar good games. I don't feel like this really has the feel of a great game just because VCU is so good defensively. I don't think VCU is going to score a whole lot of points either. But I actually am going to take Central Florida. I think the size of Falls bothers them. And, this is a team that I think has faced a little bit more of a tougher road. I know the A-10 is never an easy conference for VCU, but they were supposed to win the A-10. They were the number 1 seed coming in and actually got beat. But overall, the A-10 is really not that great of a conference, not as great as it's been in past years. Central Florida played in the American Athletic Conference, which is home to Houston and Cincinnati. So I think they're a little more battle-tested. Give me Central Florida in a close one.
Not so fast, my friend.
Oh, jeez. We're not doing this, are we? Washington. We'll get to them later. Oh, jeez.
Someone give me a gun to shoot. Yes, not so fast, my friend. Yes, number 9 UCF and number 8 VCU. Now, I also watched the conference that UCF is in, their championship, and they played Penny Hardaway. And Penny Hardaway is the coach of Memphis.
Right.
What I didn't know is that UCF has this 7'6" guy.
He's big, man.
He's from Africa, and apparently on Parents' Day, UCF flown his parents and brother out there, and apparently he's 7'6", his brother's 6 foot even, so he's pretty much the little brother comes up to his knee. Oh my goodness, this man is so tall, but he's not out there on the floor that long. Sorry to say, his lung capacity cannot make him last. That's no knock to him. It's just it is what it is. But I picked VCU because I have a fan at Boardwalk Billy's a regular who his daughter, I believe, went to UCF, and he likes to bug me about being the true national champion. Screw him. So VCU. I said what I said. I did.
That's a different sport, but okay. Good reason to pick them. The 5-12 matchup in this region. Now, this one is really one of the more interesting ones. And Mississippi State comes in as the 5 seed. They're a team that I guess is just a little, they're just a little weird. I don't really know what to think of them because they started the year really well. And in the SEC, I mean, they weren't bad, but they weren't really all that great either. They just kind of flew under the radar in the SEC, which was actually a surprisingly good conference this year. They switched positions with the Pac-12, which just sucked.
Yeah.
And then they'll end up facing Liberty, who won the A-Sun tournament, which was just a ridiculous conference this year. They enter at 28-6. The problem I have here is everybody, literally everyone on the planet is picking Liberty. I swear, I have not seen anyone that's picking Mississippi State. So usually those games where teams are pretty much picked against, whenever, and there's always one every year. There's always a 12 seed that everybody's like, oh, we're definitely picking them. This year it's Liberty. I think Mississippi State being in the SEC, I think they're a team that has improved over the last couple of seasons. This is the first time they've been in the tournament in a while. Same thing with Liberty, though. They haven't been in a long, long time. I actually do give the edge. I think Mississippi State pulls it out because I just have a bad feeling about those games that everybody likes to jump on. It's going to be Mississippi State.
I did pick Liberty. I did. I didn't. Actually, I did know a guy who went to Liberty, but that's not why I picked him. There's something about these 12-5 matchups. There's something always about these 12-5 matchups. Anybody that's scrolling and watching us right now, be it First Lady Dominique, Jeremy, Doc Reed, even you, these 12-5 matchups, they get on your nerves so bad, so much.
They're hard to pick.
They are. So I didn't pick because I know a friend that actually went there. No, I did not do that. But I actually jumped on the Liberty bandwagon because I was like, this 12-5 matchup, just interesting to me. Liberty is 28-6. Mississippi State is 23-10. So I believe Liberty will give Mississippi State a run for their money. Mm-hmm. But I am going to pull for Liberty. But if Mississippi State is a big word. Mississippi State ends up winning. I don't really care. Yeah. So yeah. But it's 12-5. These 12-5s, they really they make your blood boil. Ugh.
There you go. Another one that makes my blood boil is Virginia Tech and St. Louis.
Here we go.
Look, St. Louis was a team that really, I don't know what to think of St. Louis because they were a team that no one thought was going to make the NCAA tournament. They end up winning their conference tournament. That was the A-10 tournament that VCU was supposed to win. And Virginia Tech, they're weird because they're a team that I think could go really – that they could go deep, and they could eventually give Duke some trouble. We'll talk about that later on if we end up putting our guys there. But, the thing about them is they're going to be welcoming back Justin Robinson. Does that affect their momentum in any way? I don't really know. I don't think so. I think they win the game. Let me just say that. I think there's just too much talent there. They've got – Blackshear inside, and then of course you have Alexander Walker on the outside, who I think has been fantastic this year, and they've got some guys that are really just starting to step up around him. So I think Virginia Tech gets the win, but this is a game that I think a lot of people are not talking about. Don't sleep on this one. St. Louis could give them a little bit of trouble here.
Virginia Tech.
There you go. You don't know a whole lot about St. Louis.
I don't. He said, don't sleep on him. I'm happily taking a nap. Yes, I'm happily taking a nap.
Oh, my gosh.
I'm sorry, St. Louis.
Terrible.
Now, the next one actually makes me mad. The ACC, to me, not only this guy, actually everybody in this room, and hopefully everybody watching as well, agrees that the ACC is the best conference when it comes to college basketball. Chad?
Agree.
Mike?
He has no idea what's going on.
Yeah. Paggy?
Yes.
We all agree on that aspect. Mm-hmm. This team, this school, where Scott Van Pelt with the school at, willingly chose to leave the ACC. For what?
Maryland, by the way. They end up playing, now they're going to play Belmont. That's locked in. This is another popular upset pick. A lot of people like Belmont to make a run here. Especially with what they could be facing in the second round as well. But we'll talk about this one first. Maryland, another team that's really just quietly had a solid season. They haven't been great. Mm-hmm. They got a guy in Bruno Fernando who leads the way for them. And, I just feel like, I had Temple in this game. Let me just say that. So that's the main reason that I picked Maryland. Now that it's Belmont, I'm not really sure. I'd still go. I still picked Maryland because I stick with it. But Maryland really is a team that I I don't know what to think of them because they just kind of disappeared in Big Ten play. They didn't make a whole lot of noise.
Oh, I know what it is.
But they didn't completely fall apart like Ohio State did. So, I think that's how they usually are. They usually have one guy that takes over a game. So I think Bruno Fernando has a good game. And I'm going to give the edge to Maryland. I think it's another really close game. And I would not be shocked if Belmont does win. They played fantastic in the game last night. And they got a fantastic coach who, actually is up there with 600 wins. So he's not a guy that's foreign to winning basketball games.
Apparently, Jeremy Valentine and Doc are about to bet. So Jeremy said, Justin, put up your cash. All right, here we go. Gambling starts all over again. Doc said Belmont wins by 8. I said all that crap about Maryland. I did pick Maryland to win. I did.
Oh.
LSU and Yale.
I'll tell you, this one, I think a lot of people are going to look at the seeding here and say, well, LSU is going to win. I'm going to tell you why they're not going to win. Yale is a team they scored 97 points in their final against Harvard. That's really hard to do in today's college basketball. They've got some guys that can shoot the ball from the outside. They're dangerous. I'm telling you, don't sleep on Yale. And the thing about LSU, it looks like unless we get last-minute news, Will Wade's not going to be on the sideline for them. Yeah. So they'll be without their head coach again. Now, they've got a lot of talent. They've got a lot of size. I think with all the turmoil that's going on, the fact that Yale can score, I think Yale pulls the upset. Okay. I really do. That's my biggest upset in this part of the bracket. I think Yale gets the upset here.
I did pick LSU because I actually, and Will Wade, he won't, because I know what's going on with LSU. Mm-hmm. But with all this turmoil and what's going on, I believe that LSU has something to prove. The kid that apparently was recruited, he's still playing. So whatever, that is what it is. Let y'all have your own opinions for it. But with everything that's going on, I believe that LSU is out for blood. They were beat by Florida, which was amazeballs to watch that game. That's why I called you.
That was one of the games of the entire.
Oh my God, that was a great game to watch. But I think LSU is out for blood. They're just going to slash at whoever's in their way. Unfortunately, it's Yale this time. Nothing against Yale, prestigious school, yay. But I'm going to take LSU in this one.
So now Louisville and Minnesota, the 7-10 matchup. The 7-10 matchups, I think a lot of them have kind of been pushed to the back burner, or at least at the top of the bracket. Because we'll talk about the one that's going to take place in the South here in a little while. But you look at Louisville and Minnesota, Louisville, a team that was much better early in conference season in the ACC. Mm-hmm. Minnesota was the other way around. They finished strong and finished well in their conference tournament. This will be an interesting one. I like Louisville, I really do, just because I think Chris Mack has a little bit of an edge, but there is an interesting storyline here. Rick Pitino's son is coaching against Louisville.
Yes.
So, how about that? One of those weird storylines that I think kind of gets buried with some of the other ones that are going on. I think, both of these teams are probably near the same talent level at the moment. I give Louisville the edge, though, and I think they pull out a close victory here.
Not so fast, my friend. He's getting annoyed by this very quickly. Actually, I picked Minnesota just for that reason, because the son is going to be like, hey, you did my dad dirty, even though the dad did do dirty stuff.
He did dirty stuff, so I don't think he would use that phrasing. Might be a different phrase.
Yeah. But I believe that his son will try to make something out of Louisville to be like, hey, I'm going to make y'all an example of,
Right.
And so I'm going to go with Minnesota on this one. But they're not going to sit there long. They're not going to last long. Now, I'm going to yield the rest of my time only because I do not like Michigan State. I have nothing for them. I do not like them at all. I do have them moving on. Cool, get out the first round, and then boom. All right, ready to go.
I mean, it won't be that easy. I mean, they've really struggled to get out of the first round the last couple of years. So, I mean, remember, they were a 2 seed a few years ago and fell to Middle Tennessee State. Mm-hmm. Now, I think Middle Tennessee State was a better team than Bradley, but Bradley's a team that I feel, they have a little something to prove because, they did win the Arch Madness, which is the Missouri Valley Conference title.
I didn't know that was a thing.
Huh?
Arch Madness?
Yeah.
I didn't know that was a thing.
Yeah. So they're one of the first tournaments to finish up. So they've been actually on a break for a little while now. I wonder if that maybe hurts their momentum. But Michigan State is just so talented. Now, they do have some injury issues, but I still think that Michigan State just has too much. I think Michigan State advances on. And so with that, I guess we move back to the top of the bracket. I have Duke in Central Florida. I think Duke will win. That one will be that's going to be a weird matchup, though, if those two end up meeting, because you're going to have a 7'6" guy on Zion Williamson. That could be interesting. I'm telling you, that's not going to be that easy because it's going to be he's got a lot of size, and the wingspan, I don't know if that could bother Zion because, look, you've never faced anybody like that. I mean, and it's understandable. I think eventually he'll settle in and they'll run away in that game. But that could be an interesting matchup there for a little while.
I did not think that one through. Yeah, you got me on
you
that one.
You got VCU and Duke, though. Is there a possible upset like back in 07?
Ooh, nice one. Foundation.
There we go. That's not even a shot against Duke. It happened. I mean, they're...
No, yeah, that's what I'm saying. It happened. Like, that's nice remembrance on that. No, Duke all the way. Cool. That's probably the only time ever it's recorded that I say that.
Oh my gosh.
Liberty, Virginia Tech. I'm gonna go with VT on that one.
Yeah, I got Virginia Tech over Mississippi State. I just think way too much with the guard play. I think Justin Robinson probably settles in then and is able to take over that game. So yeah, I got Duke and Virginia Tech meeting there, and then down low. Now, this is where we differ again. I got Maryland and Yale, so I'm taking Maryland. I think, I mean, maybe. I think Yale could be that team that maybe makes a run, but I think Maryland sneaks out of there and somehow gets into the Sweet 16. But I think that'll be another good game. You got LSU and Maryland. So.
I do. And Jeremy, we will definitely get to our Cinderella teams. Actually, mine is in the West one. My Cinderella's in the West one, so don't worry. We will definitely get to that bracket in a minute. Like I said, LSU's out for blood, and as Doc Reed and both Jeremy said, they are too physical. While I have now really watched LSU teams, two confirmations, it confirms LSU is too physical. And they're out for blood. Boom, Maryland, go back to the Big Ten. That's why you let the ACC get out. Minnesota, Michigan State. Still hate Michigan State, but I'm going to believe that they move on. That's the
conference game. Interesting. Two opponents that know each other very well, so that would be interesting. I have Michigan State and Louisville. I just think Michigan State, again, too much. Way too much for that team. I still feel like, I mean, they won the Big Ten for a reason. They won the Big Ten regular, or share the Big Ten regular season. Purdue actually shared it with them for a reason. Give me Michigan State.
Yeah. All right, go back to the top. This is the Sweet 16. I have Duke and Virginia Tech.
This one, look, they beat Duke, but that was without Zion. I think he's going to have it's going to be interesting, though, because you got him and Blackshear meeting down low. And Blackshear's no pushover. He had a really good year. I mean, there's a reason why he was a first-team guy. I'm going to take Duke, but... Again, the Sweet 16 always produces those games that you look at and you're really saying in your mind, you got to be careful here. Exactly. And I think that's one of this might be that game for Duke.
Yes.
I agree with Doc. He said, talking about Taco Falls against them in the round of 32, he'll probably get in foul trouble. I believe so, too. I think Zion will be able to take advantage of him. It may take a little while, but he will. But when it comes to Virginia Tech, they know this team. So I'd take Duke, but it's not going to be easy. It's not going to be easy.
I took Duke. Fine. I want them to keep going. Keep on going.
You just don't want to comment on any of this stuff, right?
At least not as far as them. LSU and Michigan State. I have LSU still out for blood. I believe that LSU takes out Michigan State.
I just can't
see it.
This
is where Michigan State stops.
I just can't see it with no Will Wade on the sideline. Like if he was there, I would have had them making a deep run, really. But he's the difference for me. That's why I don't think they get out of the first round. You know, if he's there, that team there's so much talent. But, I mean, without him there, it's hard to make adjustments like that. I mean, we saw their first game without him. I mean, granted, Florida, I think, was playing knowing, hey, we're not locked into the tournament. We've got to win. Yeah. But even still, you would feel like with the superior talent that they had on that team, because Florida's not the same team as they've been in the past, they'd be able to handle them, and they just really didn't. So I got Michigan State, Maryland. Again, another conference matchup. I just think, again, way too much for Michigan State. The injuries, I don't think affect them to this point, but now we roll around into the Elite Eight, and I have Duke and Michigan State. I think Duke, there's just too much there. Finally, the injuries start to get to them. I don't think Michigan State's really that deep, although keep an eye on guys like Nick Ward, Cassius Winston. I mean, Cassius Winston versus Trey Jones will be very interesting. A guy that can really score the basketball against a guy that can really shut you down.
Yes.
That'll be a great one. I'm ready for that. I'm interested to see what Nick Ward can throw at Zion if they end up meeting. I think, he is really experienced, so that could be interesting. But I got Duke. I just think there's just too much there for the Blue Devils, and I think they move on and they'll go to the Final Four out of the East region.
I have Duke LSU in the Elite Eight, and this is where all the blood has been given to LSU, and they just pack it up and go home. It's going to be Duke winning. All right, boys and girls, quick break. When we come back, we'll go to the next one. Which I'll let you pick: South, West, or Midwest.
We'll go South. We'll go with Virginia as the number 2 overall seed. We'll go that direction.
There we go again. You're watching Hustle Hands TV Worldwide, powered by Pain Boxing.
Yeah.
Step in the club, royalty. I'm walking on roses. I'm already chosen. Diamonds all over me, nobody colder. Lit, but I'm frozen. Dripping in ocean. Dip if you posing. They tripping, I'm coasting. We winning no trophy, but still in the pro league. If you with it, then show me. If you get it, let's go eat. I let it be popping below key. They say they don't know, but they know me. Yeah. Supposed to be locked up with shackles on both feet. I know how I made it through so clean. Hey, God, give your mercy upon me. Headed to the top, but I started up under the bottom. Hey, haters want me to stop. They tell me watch out, but I already got them. Tell them they don't want no problem. Only beefing by the dollar. Baby mama probably in it, they ain't really getting it, and it's hard to swallow. Hey, keep my foot up on their neck. I'm demanding my respect. They see that I'm a walking check. Residuals in effect. Hey, they see that I ain't really pressing, worry about the next. I'm feeling I'm the best. Hey, they see that I ain't really pressing, worry about the next. I'm feeling I'm the best. Love me, don't you? Hate me, don't you? Love me, don't you? Hate me, don't you? It's all love to the love out there. We gon' pray for the hate out there. We gon' smile through the pain out here. We gon' dance in the rain out here. Love me, don't you? Hate me, don't you? Love me, don't you? Hate me, don't you? It's all love to the love out there. We gon' pray for the hate out there. We gon' smile through the pain out here. We gon' dance in the rain out here. Get it, yeah. Get it, yeah. Get it, yeah. Get it, yeah. You can smell it on me. You can tell it's on me. Flow so spare the moment. I'm a king, got my crown, and I'm wearing it only. Look, a different pedigree. Ain't nothing in this world that's a better me. I only see the future that's ahead of me. Look, ball, cap, let it be. Ain't no capping in my manifestation. All that mumble rap kept me turning the station. Profit of my time, I see that it's an invasion. We need more grace, not a trillion basic. Love me, don't you? Hate me, don't you? Love me, don't you? Hate me, don't you? It's all love to the love out there. We gon' pray for the hate out there. We gon' smile through the pain out here. We gon' dance in the rain out here. Love me, don't you? Hate me, don't you? Love me, don't you? Hate me, don't you? It's all love to the love out there. We gon' pray for the hate out there. We gon' smile through the pain out here. We gon' dance in the rain out here. Got my own mobile app, now it's finna go global. Started as an artist, now an independent mogul. It's more than music, it's a movement. I hate to say I told you. Show them how to move in a room full of vultures. Blueprint, culture, no limit, soldier, dropping jewels, boulders, and was raised off of that. Love me, don't you? Hate me, don't you? Love me, don't you? Hate me, don't you? It's all love to the love out there. We gon' pray for the hate out there. We gon' smile through the pain out here. We gon' dance in the rain out here. Love me, don't you? Hate me, don't you? Love me, don't you? Hate me, don't you? It's all love to the love out there. We gon' pray for the hate out there. We gon' smile through the pain out here. We gon' dance in the rain out here.
King, Ibarra, Palmetto. Saturday Night Fights. Center stage at Noda. Pain Boxing, along with Chris Martin Promotions, features pain boxing fighters King, Ibarra, Palmetto at Saturday Night Fights at Center Stage at Noda, February 23rd. Saturday, 2315 North Davidson Street, Charlotte. Doors open at 6, $35 to get in, $7 ringside. And you already know that
it's about to go down.
Pain Boxing fighters King, Ibarra, Palmetto, Saturday Night Fights, Center Stage at Noda, Saturday, February 23rd. For tickets, go to painboxing.com. That's pain with the Y, boxing.com, or El Reparo, located at 10403 Park Road, Suite G in Pineville. That's 10403 Park Road, Suite G in Pineville.
Hi, this is Kathy Lynn. Welcome to Hustle Hands TV. We'll be right back.
Let's say what's happening. This is Jay Sharp, host of the Hustle Hands TV Worldwide podcast. We want to send a special shout out to Mr. Chris Hagee of Black Cloud Tattoo. You want to get your next tat or let alone start getting tats, go to Black Cloud Tattoo, 2814 The Plaza here in Charlotte, 980-207-0323. They're open Sunday through Friday, 12 noon to 10 p.m., Saturday, 10 a.m. to 11:30 p.m. Go see my man Chris Hagee or any of the other great tattoo artists at Black Cloud Tattoo, 980-207-0323. That's 980-207-0323.
Hustle Hands!
Bangstrominities.com.
All right, boys and girls, 8:18 right now here on Hustle Hands TV Worldwide. Jay Sharp is who I am. DJ Paggy sits beside me. We're back into it. NCAA Tournament Bracket 2019 South. The number 2 seed, who was the number 1 overall seed last year and got knocked out opening weekend, Virginia against Gardner-Webb. Virginia, cool.
Yeah, they're not getting upset this time. There's just way too much talent on this team. DeAndre Hunter's going to play this year. He didn't play in the opener last year, which, I mean, people are like, well, that was probably a bad idea. Who else was thinking that heading into that game? They were like, oh, it's a 16 seed. Yeah, sit him out. Make sure he's healthy for the rest of the games. But he is back, along with Kyle Guy's going to be at the top of his game, I would assume. And there's really just extra motivation for this team. But all around, I mean, this team's fantastic. I mean, they defend just as well as just about any of the other Virginia teams that we've seen. And, I mean, they're a fantastic offensive team, too. So, yeah, give me Virginia.
All right. We got number 8, Ole Miss, against number 9, Oklahoma. I really don't know anything about these
two teams are just, this is another one of those. Any other year, this would probably be a matchup in Dayton. Mm-hmm. But with how bad some of the teams on the bubble really are, I mean, it ends up being an 8-9 matchup. I got Ole Miss. I think that, they played in a more, I think, a better SEC this year. I thought the Big 12 was down a little bit this year. I think Ole Miss is probably the better basketball team out of the two. And Oklahoma really just has faded down the stretch. I really just don't think that they're really all that great, if we're being real honest here.
Oh, no, real quick. I'm sorry. Jeremy had a question.
Oh, I got him. He says, Paggy, if you had to do a bracket by spread, how many would you win? As for you, Jay Sharp also, I would probably win, I don't know, maybe like 10 games. The spread is so hard, especially in basketball. People that bet basketball spreads, you are a hero. Oh my God, dude, it's hell. It is hell because it can change like that.
Yes.
Football, you got some leeway. Yeah. It takes a little bit of time. Basketball, you can go on a 9-0 run in what? A minute and a half.
We see
the Warriors
Miller.
30 seconds. I mean, all of a sudden you're just sitting there like, well, there goes my winnings. So
yeah, we're good to go. Yeah.
I don't know. I would never bet. That's why I don't bet. I don't bet spreads. Oh my God, I would suck. That's
Jeremy tried to get me to bet one time. I said, no, sir, I'm not giving you no money.
I'll bet straight up results.
Yeah.
With friends, and I won't bet a ton of money because I'm a sports guy. I'm a sports purist, really. So.
Yeah. All right. Also in my game, I have Ole Miss. Cool. We'll move on. Number 5, Wisconsin against number 12, Oregon. I know I said earlier these 5 and 12s really get your blood going. I'm going to go true this time. Wisconsin does beat Oregon.
Oh, dude, Wisconsin really is as faded as the year's gone along. A team that struggled against NC State early in the year. And also, I think Oregon is just hot, man. They just won the Pac-12. I mean, they were nowhere near making the tournament, and now they are in. So, because they won the conference, I think they're feeling it right now. Dana Altman's also, of course, been to a Final Four. Remember, they played us the year that they went to, or that we went to the national championship and won last, against Gonzaga. As I say, I'm supposed to remain professional. North Carolina. I think Oregon ultimately prevails in this one, but should be a pretty interesting game.
All right. Number 4, Kansas State. 13, UC Irvine. Now, I've heard a lot about them on SportsCenter within the past 2 days. I am going to take ESPN and Joe Lunardi. I picked UCI in this one.
Yeah, I go UC Irvine, a team that was really just destroyed everybody in the Big West Conference. I mean, they were taking no names. They played the second-place team, UC Santa Barbara, early in the year and beat them by more than 30 points. I mean, they were a really good basketball team. The problem for Kansas State is, now this is a team that's made deep runs before. Bruce Weber is a fantastic coach. I mean, he went to the national championship back in 2005 with Illinois, of course, against the Tar Heels. But that team was amazing. That team had one loss at the time. And, of course, he did it last year with Kansas State. I just don't feel with Dean Wade out of the lineup, I don't think this is a team that can make that deep of a run. He's easily their best player. So, I got to go with UC Irvine. This is a team that's feeling it right now. I think they are on, I think it's like an 18 or 19-game winning streak right now. Yeah, give me UC Irvine.
All right. We both hate Villanova.
Oh, jeez.
And they're playing St. Mary's. Sorry, I Nova. I'll at least give you that one.
Yeah, they're going to win that game. St. Mary's, I know they won the game. They won their conference tournament, beating Gonzaga. I don't see it happening here. You're facing what is probably the toughest team in the last 5 years in college basketball when it comes to NCAA tournament play. Villanova is just that good. I mean, Jay Wright is fantastic. They just won the Big East tournament, so they're getting a little bit of momentum going. I'm actually shocked that they're a 6 seed. I thought they would be a higher seed.
I did too, yeah.
So overall bad draw for St. Mary's, and I think Villanova wins.
Shout out to Brian Henry who's watching as well.
That's right, Brian. Unfortunately,
Brian Henry and this guy had a great time last week at the ACC
ACC tournament. I got to see every game on Thursday. So I got the 4-game package, and, of course, Brian helping me out along the way. So, of course, want to thank him. But, yeah, it was fantastic. We got to see, of course, we started the day with Virginia and NC State. That was a solid game for a while, and then became a blowout. And you had the absolute classic between Florida State and Virginia Tech, which, of course, had one buzzer beater to tie the game and then had a second buzzer beater. Now, there was time remaining after both.
Yeah.
But, unfortunately, Virginia Tech was not able to do anything. But Florida State gets the win.
Still both of which was crazy.
Of course, saw Carolina play against Louisville, which was fantastic, and then got to see Zion Williamson back in his first game against Syracuse, which was good for a while. Syracuse, they had something for him early, but he pulled away late.
He had a Christian Laettner night, didn't he?
And he was probably better than Christian Laettner in that game. He went 13 of 13 from the field. Can we stop talking about Duke though?
Yes,
thank you for the tickets, Brian. But let's not talk about
Purdue and Old Dominion. There's something crawling in my skin.
I am shocked that you actually are with me on this. Very few people are with me. I think Old Dominion's going to win this game, and I'm going to tell you why. They had a really good year in the Conference USA. Now the Conference USA, let me say this: Conference USA sucks. That conference is absolute trash when it comes to basketball. There is nobody in that conference. No one. But at the same time, this team is motivated because their coach is coming off of a cancer battle. He actually just beat it earlier this year. I feel like this is something like that can motivate a team. And I really feel like Purdue, they lost to Minnesota in the Big Ten title, or in the Big Ten tournament. And, I feel like something is going to go right for Old Dominion. So it's the second 14 that I have. Believe me, I do actually pick 3 seeds. Hang on. But I have Old Dominion winning this one.
All right. Number 7, Cincinnati. I have OD too, so I'm good. Number 7, Cincinnati. Number 10, Iowa. I'm going to go Cincy. I don't really know much about these two, but I'm going to go
Cincy,
Cincy.
very physical team inside. Iowa's starting to fade down the stretch. I think Cincinnati also has the better coach, although both of these guys have been coaching a long, long time. I think Mick Cronin's a fantastic coach for Cincinnati. And, again, you know, they did give Houston some good runs for their money. Give me Cincinnati in this one.
All right, we got number 2, Pat Summitt University against toothpaste. I'm taking Tennessee.
Okay, Tennessee and Colgate for you people trying to follow along at home. It's not Crest. That's a high school here in North Carolina.
It is, yeah.
Not that is not. But Colgate, a team that really had a great year, surprising people in the Patriot League, and you know I think fantastic story. It's over. You're not beating Tennessee. You're not. That's a really, really good basketball team.
Yeah.
Now, I know they didn't win the SEC tournament, but. I mean, you're talking about Admiral Schofield, who is one of my favorite players in all of college basketball. Grant Williams, who is just fantastic, the SEC Player of the Year. So, yeah, I think Tennessee is just way too much for Colgate, and I have them moving on.
All right, Virginia and Ole Miss. I'm going to go Virginia on that one.
A shock, I'm taking Virginia. Too much defense.
Wisconsin and UC Irvine. I'm going to say that's the game on UC Irvine. Wisconsin gets the W.
Yeah, I go Oregon here because I have Oregon there, and I think the 12-13 matchup. I think Oregon, again, feeling it just a little bit. I also think that usually when you have an upset like I predict for UC Irvine, the second round's really, you know, the magic wears off. Maybe it doesn't for them. This should be another good game, but give me Oregon.
I meant to ask him this earlier. I didn't get to. Do you think we won't get over it, but do you think we'll ever get past Nova hitting that buzzer beater? No?
Nope. I'm not even going to let you finish that damn sentence. Nope.
I have Old Dominion beating Villanova.
No, that's not going to happen. Villanova's way too good. It's just not going to happen. Villanova moves on.
Cincy and Pat Summitt University, still Tennessee. I actually am taking Tennessee.
Yeah, I'm taking Tennessee. I think Cincinnati, they're always a weird team in the tournament. Like, you really want to feel like they can make a run because they're so physical. They're so big inside. But yeah, I just don't think the matchup works well for them. I think Grant Williams will have a fantastic day against them, and I think Tennessee moves on.
All right, you have Oregon winning?
Yeah, so I have Virginia and Oregon. I'm just going to save you some time here. Oregon, congratulations on making it. Actually, Jeremy, I'm going to give you a hint here, man. That's my Cinderella. That's the deepest I have any double-digit seed going. I guess, but hold on for just a second. There is a potential other Cinderella. But I got Virginia. I got Virginia moving on. Too much, man. DeAndre Hunter, Kyle Guy, Ty Jerome. How are they going to slow all that down? Oregon is a team that, yeah, they've got a little momentum, but, yeah, you're running into a buzzsaw, especially defensively. Virginia wins.
Jay, you're happy it's going to be Virginia. Fine. I have Virginia and Wisconsin, still Virginia.
Yeah. I don't think Wisconsin's got anything. Ethan Happ, though. Ethan Happ inside. I wonder how Jack Salt and Jay Huff will be able to handle him.
I like
if
Jay
he can
Huff
get
too,
going.
yeah.
If he can get going. Ethan Happ was a guy that was supposed to be in the running for Big Ten Player of the Year and just really hasn't had a great year. So
I guess you could say that Old Dominion is my Cinderella a little bit, but
that's definitely a Cinderella. 14. Yeah, they're a 14 seed in the Sweet 16. That's a Cinderella.
Yeah, I do have them against Tennessee. I still have Tennessee winning.
I have Villanova and Tennessee, and this is actually probably my Cinderella. I have Villanova winning. I think Jay Wright has been in these situations time and time again throughout the last couple of years. I really do feel like this team is underseeded. I thought they were more of a 4 seed. I don't think they would have reached the 3 line and probably shouldn't have, but the 4 seed I thought was kind of where they would be. I really think Phil Booth, Sadiq Bey, this team's really gotten themselves together as the season's gone along, especially late in the year. Give me Villanova in a huge upset over Tennessee.
All right, to the Elite 8, to the Final 4, Virginia, Tennessee. I have the upset of calling Peyton Manning University / Pat Summitt University.
It's not an upset, though.
To beat Virginia to advance to the Final 4.
It's really not an upset because so many people are picking that. I feel like a lot of people truly believe that Tennessee is a better team. I feel like they're going to match up about as good as anybody would with the offensive abilities of Virginia. And we never really talk about offense when it comes to Virginia. But this year, they really are a good offensive team. This will be a really tough matchup for Virginia if Tennessee ends up getting there. I have them facing Villanova. And look, it's Tony Bennett against Jay Wright. Tony Bennett's never been to a Final Four. Tony Bennett doesn't make a Final Four. He's not going. Jay Wright's going again, people.
We agree on Virginia losing.
The 6th seed is going to the Final Four. Villanova will make it out of this bracket because they have the momentum. And I'm going to tell you right now, I love Roy Williams. I think Mike Krzyzewski is a fantastic coach. Guys, Jay Wright right now, in the last 5 years, is the best coach in college basketball. With everything that he's done with that team, with guys that really aren't that highly rated, he does it again, they go to the Final Four.
Sportsmanship-wise, I have to agree. Just as a person, human being overall, F. Jay Wright. I said what I said. All right, we got to take another quick break.
To understand, you have to live in this world.
I also didn't get to say what I was going to say. I'm sorry. We have to take a quick break. This is actually different for me. Yeah, we got our names.
Yeah, there you go. We got all sorts of stuff. Show Power, probably Pain Boxing.
That's right. But no, we wanted to take a quick break because we got to end early because Marcos Escudero.
That's right. So we're going to come back. We got to run through the West, which we're going to do first because Jeremy said that his phone's dying. So we're going to do that first. Actually, why don't we do that right now?
Okay,
and then
cool.
We'll take a break. Then we'll take a break, and we'll come back and do the Midwest and then our Final Four. So in the West bracket, Gonzaga and the winner, now Fairleigh Dickinson. Do we even have to break this game down? It's Gonzaga. Gonzaga. They fell to St. Mary's, but they'll be fine. Syracuse and Baylor. Now, this game changed today.
Yes. Yeah.
In front of our faces. I still think Syracuse. I still think Syracuse. Baylor's got some things to like. I don't think this is anywhere near some of the Baylor teams that we saw, back in the days of the early 2000s, 2010s. That's what I mean. But I think Syracuse, look, Jim Boeheim's a fantastic coach. The 2-3 zone, I think, will bother Baylor a little bit. And they still got O'Shea Brissett and Elijah Hughes, who I think can get hot. But no Frank Howard. And who knows about Tyus Battle? We haven't heard anything about Tyus Battle. If Battle plays and Howard doesn't, I think they'll be okay. I still have Syracuse winning this game.
Murray State, that's my Cinderella. There it is.
Go.
That is my Cinderella. There's something about this guy. There's something about that team. They're like, we are not going to go down without a fight. They're not out for blood, but they're out to pretty much prove we deserve to be in it as much as anybody else. I have Murray State beating Marquette.
I have Marquette. I think Marcus Howard he might be the best player in college basketball. Because I understand that there are guys that are doing this, but they're doing it in the smaller conferences against guys that they might be better. Okay, let's admit, Ja Morant's better than everybody in the OVC by a large margin.
Agreeable.
But, Marcus Howard playing in the Big East, there's some talent in the Big East. And this kid he was just destroying it.
Yes.
This kid can score at will. He is unbelievable. They also got some guys inside. A guy in Theo John who's big, can defend on the inside. I think it'll be this is my favorite matchup of the first round. I am going to be locked in on this game. But give me Marquette. I think they sneak out of there. Howard has a massive game. Give me Marquette, barely, though.
FSU, Vermont. We all know about FSU. They almost won the ACC championship. I'm taking FSU.
Vermont's sneaky, though. Vermont is very sneaky because they're a team. They beat UMBC, who we all know. Shout out to Jay. There you go. Vermont, though, in the tournament for the third time in 4 years. They're a very good basketball team. They're almost always making it out of the America East, so they're very experienced. But Florida State, just way too much for Florida State. The depth that this team has is ridiculous. I got to see it up close and in person. I'm going to be honest. When I watched us play them earlier this year, I didn't really see that depth there. Now it's like, okay, this team is really, really deep. Give me Florida State.
I'm sorry, I'm looking at everybody's everyone's records.
Yeah.
Because it's next to their name. Now, Jeremy, we're on to you. Buffalo is 31-3. They have the best record. Tied with Houston, and Houston's number 3, but they're number 6. What conference are you in?
They play a
you don't play nobody.
That's the problem. You play nobody. You're not going to get seeded.
And I don't have you winning. I'm sorry, Jeremy.
My God.
I picked Arizona State.
So you got Bobby Hurley pulling the upset.
I do. As much as I hate him still.
Interesting. I think Arizona State was a team that early in the year, if you would have had this matchup and said, okay, first of all, if you would have had this matchup early in the year between any of those combinations, because St. John's got off to a ridiculous start.
Yeah.
But I agree with you. I think Arizona State wins, but I don't think they're beating Buffalo. Buffalo is a fantastic team. Demetrius Massenberg he's a stud. He's a stud. And I think, they're a team that right now I think is very, very dangerous in this bracket. I have Buffalo winning, and I actually think it'll be rather handedly over Arizona State.
All right, cool. Nothing against you, Jeremy. I was just like, oh, damn. All right, Texas Tech, Northern Kentucky. Do we need to? Texas Tech.
Texas Tech. I mean, the Northern Kentucky in the tournament for the second straight year, so maybe
Congrats.
a little bit being back. Maybe they have a little bit of experience to give them something. Texas Tech won the Big 12. That team, they're going to be fine.
Nevada and Florida, pretty much the same situation that Florida was in with.
Another interesting one, man.
Who was it? I'm sorry. Who they just beat?
LSU.
So I'm taking Florida for this one, yeah.
Yeah, I like Florida, too. I think they've got the momentum going in the right direction. I like their size inside that can match Nevada's size. And I really think Nevada's a little defeated because they didn't win their conference. I mean, this was a team that early in the year, there were a lot of people thinking this team could be a 2, possibly even challenge for a 1 seed. And they're just, they got beat by Utah State twice. I think that Florida ends up pulling it out, but another one that's going to be a fantastic game.
Michigan, Montana, Michigan.
Michigan. Yeah, Michigan in this one. Montana back for the first time since losing head coach Wayne Tinkle to Oregon State, but yeah, Michigan in this one. So Gonzaga and Syracuse both have that matchup. I think it kind of depends. This is very strange, because if Frank Howard comes back, and they have Tyus Battle, if they're a complete team, now they wouldn't be fully healthy, but if they are a complete team, that 2-3 zone's not easy to play against. They do have some talent, and you got a good coach in Boeheim. I'm still going to go with Mark Few and Gonzaga, though. I think Syracuse gives them a good game, but they're too banged up to be able to compete with Gonzaga. And, I mean, Rui Hachimura, we saw, we've seen him early in the year. He was fantastic against Duke and played well against Carolina as well. So give me Gonzaga.
Gonzaga, we both agree on that. I'm still picking Murray State as the Cinderella, so I'm actually going to pick them to beat FSU.
They're a one-man squad. That's the real issue with them. So even if they do advance to the next round by beating Marquette, which is possible, I don't think they're going to beat a team as deep as Florida State. Okay. Florida State is good, and they're peaking at the right time. Give me Florida State.
All right, you have Buffalo. I have ASU. St. John's, they're about to play. If not, they're about to play. Doesn't matter. I have Texas Tech winning.
Yeah, I got Texas Tech in this one. I think Buffalo will give them a hell of a game, but Texas Tech is just a fantastic defensive team. And I think Jarrett Culver is just too much. I think Texas Tech ends up winning this game, and they'll move on to the Sweet 16.
Florida, Michigan. If that does pan out, this would actually look like a good game. Yeah. I'm going to go Michigan.
This is the first time they're not meeting on a football field in forever. I mean, they meet every year in a bowl game.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. No, Michigan's just, look, this is where John Beeline does his damage, man. Yeah. He is such a good coach. He's so underrated. I think he's the most underrated coach in the country. Because no one talks about how successful Michigan has become at basketball and how consistent they are in the NCAA tournament. I got them advancing. Florida, I think, will give them a little bit of trouble, but I think they pull away late.
Gonzaga against I have Murray State. Thank you for playing. Appreciate it. Gonzaga moves on.
Yeah, I got Florida State and Gonzaga. This is a matchup from last year. I think Florida State does it to them again. Just way too deep. I don't think that Gonzaga is really as great as everyone thought early in the year. I think St. Mary's kind of showed that to us just a little bit. I got Florida State moving on. I think, again, peaking at the right time, man. They got hot. I think they move on to the Elite Eight.
Texas Tech, Michigan, still Michigan moving on.
Yeah, this game is probably one of my favorites if they end up meeting on the Sweet 16 weekend. But Michigan is just too much. I can't bet against my guy, John Beeline, in this one. Give me Beeline winning over a fantastic Chris Beard team. He has done a fantastic job since coming over there from Arkansas, Little Rock. That team at Texas Tech is going to new heights, but this year, unfortunately, they'll bow out.
You have FSU versus Michigan. I have Gonzaga versus Michigan.
I got Michigan. Going in, man. Beeline is just feeling it right now. And his team, early in the year, they were able to score and defend with anybody in the country. I feel like when it comes to the big tournament, they're going to be able to lock down. I think Iggy Brazdeikis is a guy that is going to have a big tournament, as well as Xavier Robinson. Give me Michigan. Moving on.
Gonzaga. Tell my homeboy Damien that I said, hey, they're going home. Yes, Michigan. So there's three. Duke. Duh. I have Tennessee. He has Nova. We both have Michigan. Right. I wonder if we'll agree who's coming out of the Midwest. Quick last break. Coming back at it.
To understand, you have to live in this world.
Man's World with my homeboy Block to me. You know what it is. Also has to be worldwide.
What up? Told you I'll be back. It's Block. It's a man's world. We make it spit. Pull up in the SS, which costs 4.5. I bring a 9mm just for the ride. See, I don't need no sitting by my side. They say money bring happiness, love bring pain. Living life is hard and dying so easy. So I'm here, gotta stay greasy. In this game, man, y'all really need me. Y'all listen to these love songs, turning y'all sissy. I tell you real quick, my paper turns me on against me. It listens, understands the hunger that sustains. Why these hold us back, tragedy of the game. Birthday, Valentine's Day, anniversary. Never is an urgency, no over currency. While I give you up everything, team return to me. You take my last name, and everything belongs to me. So you got my child, so you can get support from me. Never hear from me till you want another check from me. It's Block. What it do? It's a man's world, don't you know? Man, it's business, never personal. Man, they come and go, but never let them get in the way of that money, though. I gotta get that paper up, gotta get that money up, gotta get that paper on me. Gotta get that money up, gotta get that paper up, gotta get that money on me. It's a man's world, don't you know? Man, it's business, never personal. Man, they come and go, but never let them get in the way of that money, though. I gotta get that paper up, I gotta get that money up, I gotta get that paper on me. What up? This business never personal. I don't owe it nothing. I handle my business, then I keep it trucking. No, mommy, I ain't gonna keep you. You can keep lusting. Every week at the club just to find you something. Turn around, all you get is dick disrespect. You angry at the world, others would expect. Scratching it off like they dick was a lotto. I ain't got time for a bitch, that's my motto. We can drink, smash this shit. Number one rule, you don't know me tomorrow. I never cared about what she thought. Married money, love what she bought. Best thing for me, we ain't never fought. Living in the man's world, that's for me. Man, friends, oh, but never let them get in the way of that money, though. I gotta get that paper up, gotta get that money up, gotta get that paper on me. Gotta get that paper up, gotta get that money up, gotta get that paper on me. It's a man's world, don't you know? Man, it's business, never personal. Man, they come and go, but never let them get in the way of that money, though. Gotta get that paper up, gotta get that money up, gotta get that paper on me. Gotta get that money on me.
Well, we had the music down. I'm sorry. My bad, Block. All right, last but not least, the Midwest region. Carolina and Iona. Carolina, go.
Yeah, too much. I mean, tempo. Iona's going to want to run tempo, but yeah, North Carolina. I mean, Carolina's just way too good.
Utah State and number 9 Washington. I actually have Washington doing this one because I want to see something.
I got Utah State. They got way too much size inside. Sam Merrill's a monster. Give me Utah State in this one.
Bruce Pearl now coaches at Auburn. Y'all know I'm an Alabama fan, let alone I'm from Alabama. But for some reason, I like Bruce Pearl. I don't know what it is. I'm taking him.
He's energetic, man.
He is.
I'm
taking him against New Mexico State.
Yeah, New Mexico State's a really, really good team. This is the 4th straight year that they're in the tournament. But
and they also have a good record, but at 12.
I got to go with Auburn. This is Auburn. See? They live and die by the 3, though. That's the only thing that scares me about them. If they don't hit threes, they're not going to win. But I'm gonna go with Auburn. I go with Auburn in this one.
Kansas Northeastern. Do we need to talk about this? Go ahead. Come on. What's his name? Bill?
Doc has this as his upset. Northeastern's a team that was in the tournament
Bill Self will mess up
a while ago.
Early.
I think it was like 3 or 4 years ago against Notre Dame. I think it was 4 years ago against Notre Dame, and almost pulled the upset. That's a while ago now. I get that Kansas is not the team that they have been, but I think Kansas has enough to get by them.
Bill Self ain't going on that early. 6, Iowa State, Ohio State. I'm going to go 11, Ohio State as an upset.
Oh, I think Iowa State blows them out of the water. This Ohio State team does not deserve to be in the tournament. It's an absolute shame that they're in there. I mean, this team is terrible. I think that I think UNC Greensboro was better than them. Lipscomb better than them. I thought NC State was better than them.
That one.
So yeah, I don't think they should be in the tournament. I think Iowa State demolishes them, beats them by 20 or 25 points.
You know what? I'm going to actually make a change right now there, everyone, right in front of y'all, because I did not really see this. All right, so the next one is Houston and Georgia State. I'm going to go Houston.
Yeah, I go Houston here. A team that just was dominant in the American Conference for most of the year. Back after being in the tournament last year and getting beat by Michigan at the buzzer in the second round. I think they have some motivation and they'll end up moving on and beating Georgia State, who is back with head coach Ron Hunter, who everybody remembers in the matchup against Baylor a few years ago. Fell off his stool after he broke his leg and his son hit a long jump.
I remember that, yeah.
One of the best moments of the tournament that year, and one that'll go down in infamy. But unfortunately, I think Houston gets him here.
Wofford Seton Hall. Come on, Terriers, let's go.
One of the games of the tournament, man.
This
Seton
is
Hall
the one
is
right
playing
here,
fantastic basketball right now. Almost beat Villanova. Miles Powell is going off for them. Oh my gosh. And Kevin Willard, such an underrated coach. But then you got Wofford. Fletcher McGee, who reminds me a lot of Jimmer Fredette. A guy that can just take over any game from 3. And then you got Cam Thomas inside. What a matchup. This was so hard picking this game. Give me Wofford.
There you
Such
go.
a close one, but oh my gosh, Seton Hall. Oh, I would not be shocked if Seton Hall gets this one done either.
Kentucky, Abilene Christian, Kentucky.
Congratulations to Abilene Christian for making their first tournament.
Oh, okay.
Pack your bags, we'll send you home.
I'm sorry.
You got no shot. You got no shot.
Carolina, Washington. This one's interesting to me if it does happen because, like I said, I have a guy up in Seattle. His name is Damien. His high school alma mater just won the state title. Oof. And so congratulations to him. So this will be us going out of battle. Carolina still.
Yeah, we're being told to speed it up here by our guy behind the camera, Michael Parsons. So, Carolina in this one, just against Utah State. They got some size. Carolina will run them off the floor, though.
Auburn, Kansas. Bill Self keeps going.
Kansas. I can't pick against. The problem with Auburn, I think their shooting ends up biting them here.
Okay, so the change I made that everyone witnessed. So hold on, because no games have happened yet. Houston does beat Ohio State, but I will go ahead and say and go forward and say that Kentucky does beat Houston and advances to the Elite 8. And Wofford down here. Sorry, yes, I just said it. Kentucky. Wofford goes home.
I think. Wait, you said? Wait, did you skip over? Oh, you said Houston. Yeah. I got Iowa State. I
That's
think
right.
They're on fire just a little bit right now because they won the Big 12 tournament. I think it's a really good matchup against Houston. I just give Iowa State the edge. I think they got a little more experience with a guy like Mariel Shayok, who had the experience at Virginia. So I'll take them there. And then I know Kentucky and Wofford, we both got that matchup. I got Kentucky. I mean, Wofford, good team, but I just don't feel like they're quite ready for Kentucky.
Yeah. Carolina and Bill Self. Rematch number 694,000. Carolina still.
Yeah, no, I think now this one will be interesting because this matchup's going to be in Kansas City. So even though they have a bad year, if they get to the Sweet 16, they're going to be rewarded by playing in basically a home environment. I just don't think Kansas is deep enough this year. Carolina's got way too much. And if they had the guys that were there early in the year, Udoka Azubuike and LeGerald Vick, different game. Give me Carolina.
I have Houston against Kentucky. Slight change still. I just made that change, but still Kentucky moves on.
Yeah, Kentucky against Iowa State. I think Kentucky's just got way too much. That team's gotten in a rhythm late in the year. Give me Kentucky.
We have Carolina, Kentucky for maybe like the third time of a rematch overall. I'm still going to take Kentucky.
Carolina's ultimate revenge.
Oh, excuse me, Carolina. Carolina. I did. Carolina.
Carolina wins this game over Kentucky. I think, they saw them early in the year. Carolina's gotten healthy. Although we don't know whether or not Leaky Black or Sterling Manley is going to play, I still think Carolina's deeper, and I think they end up pulling out the victory here to go to the Final Four. So my Final Four, Duke, Michigan, North Carolina, and Villanova. I got Duke advancing in their matchup against Michigan, and then I have Carolina advancing in their matchup against Villanova, and then we get a rematch of Duke and Carolina in the national championship
for
game.
Part 4.
Scaring the hell out of people. I got Carolina.
I have Duke, Michigan, Tennessee, and Carolina as my Final Four. I wanted to be a D to Duke. See what I did there? And I have Duke beating Michigan, us beating Tennessee. 1993 rematch as well. No Chris Webber. Everybody knows how many timeouts we have. Carolina still wins the game. All right, 8:52. We have got to go. Quick shout-outs. Where to go?
Yeah, got to shout out everybody that's helped us with this production. Mike, of course, Chad, who was here earlier. But yeah, no, I think we've got something going here, man, and it's been fantastic. Got to thank Gardner Payne, Brian Henry, all you guys who have supported us. And, it's only the beginning. We still got a long way to go, and we enjoy doing this show every week. We want to thank you guys for watching, and what do you got for us here, Jay Sharp?
Shout out to you, good sir.
Thank you.
Shout out to IT Guy Mike. Shout out to Chad. Shout out to Brian Henry. Shout out to Gardner Payne. Also, shout out to Taylor Killer B. Jenkins. I went to her fight this past weekend. I was going to say something else, but I'll be professional. Killer B started her boxing career. She is officially 1-0. She got the W. Now just need her to get the W again and cut somebody out, and then we'll be good to go. All right. For Chad, for Gardner, for Brian, for Peggy, for IT Guy Mike, I am Jay Sharp. We are about to end here because we're going to shift over, and on Pain Boxing, you might want to add us on as well for Pain Boxing. Let alone on Hustle Hands Facebook, Hustle Hands TV on Facebook. Add us on YouTube as well. This is being broadcasted on YouTube, and we might have a YouTube page. We are Artificial Podcast. YouTube, Hustle Hands TV. Also, Pain Boxing, we're about to interview. He is Marcos Escudero as well, a.k.a. The Machine. All right, so, good night, goodbye. I said what I said. Mike, take us out. I'm sorry, he's the one controlling everything. Yeah. Oh, okay, cool. All right, bye. Where's the end? I haven't done this in a while. Baggy, take us out.
What an ending, folks. Yeah. What an ending.
This is how we stop. Yep.
Later.
Bye. You gotta hold on. You gotta get out of that box.
Oh. All right, get your hand off of it. What an absolute disaster.